So do you think virtual reality is a fad, or do you think it's the future? I posted up a poll question a couple of weeks ago on VGN asking users pretty much the same question. I said, look, is your excitement for virtual reality, is it rising or is it falling the more you hear about it? And the vast majority of the people actually said that their excitement was falling. And the more you hear about it, the more hurdles you realize have to be crossed, I think, for this to really go mainstream. I was watching a preview of Project Morpheus from IGN. They had a couple of reviewers who got to sit down and try out the system. One of the reviewers, they sat down, had a great time. They were able to play and enjoyed it. The other one got in, and they said whenever they took off the headset, whenever they were done playing, they were stumbling out like a drunk college girl. So they were ready to barf their guts up, and it made them feel sick. And this is going to be just one of the hurdles that I think is going to have to be crossed. Of course, we know that motion sickness happens with some people. It's not going to happen to everybody, and it might be something that some people have to get used to or whatever, but it's one of those things where you basically have to try it before you buy it, because some people, I'm sure, are going to buy it and they can't use it, and they're going to be pissed off. But you never really know how this is going to affect you until you actually get in there and try this out. There's a lot of people who can't stand to watch 3D movies, or they can't get on motion rides. Some people are really sensitive to that type of stuff. So in order to not get sick, there's a few different things that have to happen with virtual reality. One, you have to have really good resolution. And in order to deliver good resolution, since you're delivering it to two different screens for each eye, you have to have really powerful hardware. And so with Project Morpheus, of course, you're limited by the PlayStation 4's hardware. When it comes to Oculus Rift, I think they'll probably have a better time with this. Well, actually, I don't think probably. They will have a better time with this because it's PC, and so you can have as much power as what you need there. And one of the complaints that both the IGN reviewers had about Project Morpheus was they both said it was like looking at a 3DS screen. They said it was blocky and not very clear. And of course, that might have contributed some to the sickness that one of the reviewers actually had. The other problem is that a lot of people don't want to place anything on their face. Some of us already wear glasses, so we already have something on our face. A lot of people don't want to go to a 3D theater and wear something else on their face. That's why a lot of people don't get 3D TVs. That's why I don't think that went over very well. And of course, this is very early on in development, so things are going to change, but both of the reviewers from IGN both stated that Oculus Rift at the moment was definitely a lot more comfortable than Project Morpheus, especially if you have glasses on. But aside from the comfort level, even if you get this device on and you make it comfortable for you, you're still talking about wearing a device probably for, an hour or two. That's usually the way you sit down and play a video game. You sit down and play it for at least an hour or two, usually. And so is it going to be comfortable to sit there that long with that on your face? And then also, a lot of people don't want to be taken away from their environment. Of course, whenever you have a headset on and you're in, this virtual reality space, you can't see nothing, you can't hear nothing. And for some people, that would actually be uncomfortable. And then, of course, in order to sit down and play for an hour or two, you're going to need games in order to do that. Now, games can definitely be developed. And again, though, I think this would be an area where Oculus Rift would probably come out better because you would have a lot more developers being able to develop for that system, I would think, than the closed PlayStation platform. So that's going to be something else that we're going to have to watch. So I think that there are a lot of hurdles that have to be crossed over. And I'm not saying that they can't be crossed over. I'm not saying that virtual reality can't go big, but I can't see it going mainstream. I see it as being kind of a niche where, certain groups of people have it, they love it, and they get fed to them whatever it is that they need. But as far as the mainstream group goes, I think virtual reality will come and go just kind of like 3D TV kind of came and went. But those are just my thoughts on it. You know, I'm not looking into a crystal ball. I don't know, but that's just what I expect. And I think there's a lot of issues that have to be overcome, and I'm not sure that it's ready just yet. But I definitely want them to continue developing this technology. I definitely am excited to see where they can take it. You know, they're developing contact lenses right now. Google and the military both are developing contact lenses that have screens in them. So, you know, they're working on getting this down where, you know, you can't even tell that you got something on your face. But until that day comes and you have to have these big devices sitting on your head and you have to be tied down with wires and everything else, I'm just not sure that this is ready for mainstream. Post your thoughts below. What do you think? Do you think virtual reality is ready for the mainstream, and are you looking to pick up one? And is your excitement growing or is it fading? That does it for me, the Red Dragon. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.